Welcome back to another installment of Screenplay Rewind. I'm Jeff.
I'm Ron.
And so, Ron, this is our first recording since the apocalyptic stream that was, what was it, Two Drunk, Two Souls or something?
Two Drunk
like
Souls.
That. Two Drunk Souls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which I think you'll like the thumbnail for. It goes live tomorrow, which same time as this
God.
podcast.
I'm sure it's me doing something very embarrassing while I was shit-faced that I don't recall doing.
No, it's a better thumbnail than the video deserves.
Interesting.
It's very
That was a
pretty.
good time. Yeah, if anyone, for whatever fucking reason, enjoys listening to me and Ron, you have 6 hours worth of drunk Ron and myself playing Dark Souls poorly. Playing Dark Souls 2 and 1 poorly. It's a fucking double whammy of mediocrity and alcohol.
It's almost 6 hours, and I remember about 6 minutes of it.
You're remembering more than I do. I remember, hey, what's up, everybody? And then just puking vehemently the next morning all of the gin and tonics that I drank that night. But, yeah.
I almost had that experience, but I managed to keep it down a knot. I probably should have just let it happen.
See, I feel like shit until I puke. I have to puke just to get over the fucking hump of that gross queasy feel. I can't fucking stand that drunk queasy feeling where you think you need to throw up. You just let it go. Fuck it.
Yeah, I should, but out of all the bodily functions, throwing up is the one that I just can't handle. I hate it so much. I hate it
Oh, really?
so fucking much. It gets to me so bad. And I just, I always resist it, and I would just feel so much better if I just let it happen.
Yeah, you just gotta let it happen, then you get used to it, and then and there you go. But
Then you get used.
and then you get if you just become an alcoholic, and then step one's complete, and then
It's
step
an
two you get
acquired
used to throwing
taste,
up.
puking.
Yeah, and then, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, this is not a review of our drunken Dark Souls stream.
Although we should do that.
Yeah. No, the people we should have. You know how fucking MST3K is just the silhouettes reviewing the thing. It should be like Phoenix, Chris, and Bobby as the silhouettes reviewing Two Drunk Souls, and then you have an actual quality piece of entertainment because Ron and I are the subjects of the entertainment instead of the purveyors of the entertainment. But let's get into what we are covering this week. And oh my god, Jeff picked a John Carpenter movie. That would never happen.
That would never.
That would never happen. But we have In the Mouth of Madness to talk about this week, and I am super stoked to talk about this fucking batshit insanity.
This movie is Alan Wake writing Bloodborne. Is what this movie is.
I have so much respect for this movie, mostly just because I don't understand how this got greenlit in the 90s.
Yeah.
Cause like the crazy thing is these types of just fucking out there bonkers concepts that are very Lovecraftian are like kind of in vogue now because you can go to fucking Hot Topic and get a goddamn Cthulhu plush. Like it's super in vogue right now.
Right.
This type of movie should not exist. What year did this come out? Like 94? Yeah, 94.
I think.
Let's see.
94, you're right.
Okay, yeah. So 94 overseas and then 95 in the States. We were both right.
Oh, well, there you go.
This fucking movie, dude. Okay, let's just break it down. It's my boy John Carpenter. You know, I'm all the way in instantly. It's just like, yeah. Written by Michael DeLuca, starring. Have we officially played Sam Neill on SPR Mount Rushmore? Because I feel like we should. I mean, it's fucking
SP
it's Sam
Rushmore.
Neill. Yeah.
Yes.
He's got to be on there.
And he's a get in this too because Jurassic Park was 1993 when it released. So
yeah,
this is after Jurassic Park.
Yeah. And Sam Neill always have just a lot of admiration for him in the types of like roles that he picks. Because I think Jurassic Park might be like the only mainstream thing that dude has ever done. Everything else is just these very odd, like,
but it's
fucking In the Mouth of Madness and like Event Horizon and just all these like
as
really.
I say, at the same time, they're like you wouldn't expect him to choose the roles that he does. You know what I mean? Like he seems like he would be more of a highbrow type actor, but the movies he picks and the roles that he goes for, is just all over the map. Like, he'll do anything if it interests him.
Yeah, he's not quite on the level of like a Nicolas Cage, where he's just like, yeah, I gotta get the mortgage paid this month. So what? It's a movie. It has a script. Yeah, I'm in. Fuck it.
Yeah, pretty much.
But with Sam Neill, he seems to have like a very particular type of movie that he just like he seems to enjoy these type of like weird concepts, and be them horror, be them he's done a little bit of like strange sci-fi. Like what was the wasn't he in that Daybreakers vampire movie as well? Like, that's another one in that kind of vein.
One of the top main like vampire CEO people trying to figure out the final solution because they're running out of humans.
I really dig that movie. We should probably, fucking Sam Neill, Willem Dafoe, Ethan Hawke. Like, yes, please.
Vampires,
I dig that. I dig that movie a lot.
Like a bunch of 8-year-old vampires that are like probably 60 years old, smoking on like steps and stuff. Like, yeah, the movie is fucking weird.
I just always appreciate when you see a horror concept that implements something, like a vampire, and then they have to like break down a real world application of how they would actually operate in their own society. Like, I always like the idea of they have to have the plated cars to be able to drive around in the daylight, just shit like that. Like cool little things like that you don't think about, but they have to in their own society, they have to kind of like break down how you go on a day-by-day basis. But the main reason I wanted to talk about this movie is just, this is, to me, like one of the most faithful Lovecraftian adaptations that isn't specifically adapting one of his works.
Right.
Just because, like, man, we'll get into it, but this just nails so many elements of what I love about Lovecraft. And it just blows my mind. Like, this is the type of movie that I expect to be released, in the wake of, like when we have shit out like The Lighthouse and Hereditary and stuff like that. Not in 1994, when like the fucking, what type of horror was even out at that time? They were just kind of wrapping up like the slasher movies, I think. I think they were like finishing up with some of the shittier sequels, in the end of like the Friday the 13th and your Freddy sequels and shit like that.
Yeah.
Not this. And let's just get into it. Okay, first of all, you're watching a movie from the 90s when you open up with a cover band of Metallica. And it's just like, as a massive Carpenter fan, when you boot up a Carpenter movie, what you're expecting is that synth wave, that fucking super simplistic, that like what The Thing opens up with, and like like that, obviously like the Halloween theme is incredibly famous. Super simplistic synthwave using like just like 3 notes in this way that shouldn't work, but he always makes them fucking work. Not this movie. This movie opens up with a fucking like I was saying, it sounds like a fucking cover band for Metallica playing the notes like slightly off tune, but at the same time I'm just like I'm kind of nostalgic for 90s metal, I guess, just from being a 90s kids. I'm just like, fuck yeah, dude, let's go.
It was kind of jarring when the opening credits start with it, and I was like, wait, what? This is John Carpenter, right?
Yeah, it's like the one fucking time that he doesn't have his type of musical flair, and it's just, okay, we're just opening up the Lovecraftian movie with the guy from Jurassic Park with hair metal. Okay.
No one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Yeah. And I have to applaud just the fucking cold opening this movie opens with. Is so you open up, no fucking pretext at all outside of you are seeing books being published, and you cut immediately to fucking Sam Neill in an insane asylum, and you're just like, what the shit is happening? And he's like fighting the guards. He fucking kicks one of them in the balls.
I'm sorry about the balls. It was a lucky shot, that's all.
If my only like achievement in acting was being the dude who got kicked in the nuts by Sam Neill in the John Carpenter horror movie in the 90s, I can live with that. That's pretty cool. I can just slap that on my IMDb. You got man who was kicked in the nuts by Alan Grant. Like,
Dr.
Why
Alan
not?
Grant.
why not? And the thing too that I fucking love Sam Neill in this movie, because this fucking movie puts him through the gauntlet, man. He has to do so much in this movie and just portray so much, because it opens up, he's just completely unhinged, and you're just like, how did he get in the situation? And then later on, you know, like when they do kind of like the flashback to the beginning of the story, and you know, he's just kind of that hotshot insurance fraud investigator dude.
Yeah.
And
freelance.
he's playing, you know, and he's playing that type of like that Sam Neill character where he's, you know, biggest dick in the room, you know, just kind of commands the you know, the room he's in. And then just later on when they start, like, you see just when he starts to lose his shit towards the ending of the movie, and I like this performance from him a lot. It reminds me a lot of I think this movie might be why he was chosen for Event Horizon, because he has to do similar things in Event Horizon, you know, just like
that.
where he has to start out as this kind of dude who's, you know, I think he's probably more unhinged early in that movie, but you kind of get what I'm getting at. When he just has to, like, when you need someone to just go fucking batshit insane, just get Sam Neill, he'll do it.
His acting style is so dry in like the best way. You would not think that he could do crazy the way he does crazy. He's real fucking crazy when he needs to be crazy.
And he's very stoic and reserved when he wants to be. Like, just compare this to Alan Grant.
I know.
It's crazy that that's the same dude.
Yeah.
Because he can just play this cool, calm, and collected guy when he wants to, and he can just play this fucking batshit bonkers dude whenever he needs to, and it always just lends itself to these types of horror movies. I'm honestly surprised we haven't done Event Horizon yet in this podcast, because that's another one I would like to cover at some point.
I haven't seen it
For
in
sure.
years, but yeah, I remember bits and pieces of it, but I remember it was very good, and he was very good in it.
When Dead Space was coming out, it always made me want to rewatch Event Horizon, because they have very similar concepts at work and everything.
We get some Dead Space in this movie.
Yeah, we do. I think you already mentioned Bloodborne once, so take a drink at that. And just the thought of taking a drink makes me want to go vomit in the bathroom again, so maybe I should just quit making the take a drink joke. But yeah, there's some fucking Bloodborne shit going on in this movie later on. Okay, so one of my other favorite bits of just like Lovecraftian tidbits they include is the flashing images. You're in the first 5 minutes of the movie. They haven't even, you know, fully shown you like their protagonist yet, and they cut away. You get like a fucking Cthulhu tentacle head image and part of the flashing images, and you're just like, what am I watching?
Back on a time when no one knew who Cthulhu was.
Yeah, and it's no wonder that this movie didn't connect with audiences at all, because I can't exactly blame them, because this movie was just so far fucking ahead of its time. It's the type of thing. I think if this movie had come out now and it was just like an Amazon Prime streaming exclusive or like a Netflix, I think people would really.
If it had come out after South Park did their Cthulhu episode, people would be all over it.
Yeah, I just really think if this movie had just come out 20, 25 years after it was released, I think it would have been a big hit. You know, similar to like something like The Lighthouse. You know, like how The Lighthouse took this like fucking out there concept that's very Lovecraftian, but they just made it work in a way that connected with people in the audience. And I really think this movie was just sadly so far ahead of its time that it's cool to look back on it and have like appreciation for it if you are a fan of Lovecraft stuff. But man, this movie pretty much was a bomb, which sadly, but I can't exactly blame people for not being able to fully grasp what they were witnessing, because it's just so far out there. But another element that I love are just some of the like really awesome bits of foreshadowing they have, specifically with the way that the Sutter Kane basically creating what the characters are doing. Because he says in that opening scene when he's in his, his padded room in the asylum, when he has the kind of like ghostly figure like pop up behind him, and he's wondering, Sam Neill asks, this is a shitty way to end it, and he's like, this is not the end, you haven't read it yet. I love that line. And if you ever go back and watch this again, it's cool to go back and watch it a second time and just pick up on how many instances they foreshadow the Sutter Kane writing the plot, essentially. Oh, by the way, spoilers for In the Mouth of Madness. We always forget to include that. But so let's talk a little bit and just establish who the protagonist is. So after they have this cold opening in the asylum, they do a flashback, and you get the story that basically leads to Sam Neill being in the asylum. So Sam Neill, I had alluded to it earlier, he's kind of a hotshot free agent investigator of insurance fraud. He's basically like a legend in his industry, because they open up, they show him basically catching this guy who was in this kind of a fraudulent insurance claim, and he goes to this diner with one of the other insurance fraud investigator guys, and he's talking, he's trying to hire him to his agency, and then Samuel's like, no, he just thinks he's too much hot shit to be locked down to an agency. He likes to be this kind of free agent for hire. And one of my favorite sequences in the movie is when they're just casually having this conversation about that in the diner, and you see this fucker with an axe. Yeah. They're at this diner, and they're on they're at a table next to this giant glass pane window. And all you see, they don't see it at all because they're just having their conversation, but you are looking directly through the window, and dead center frame is this guy walking across the street directly towards them with a fucking axe.
He's in the background.
And they linger.
He's in the background. The camera doesn't change focus to him. It stays focused on, what's his name, Robinson or whatever, and Sam Neill. Like, it keeps focused on them. And the dude is center frame, but he's in the fucking background, and this shot could not be more John Carpenter.
Dude, it just makes me giggle. I love it so much, because the thing that makes it cool is they could have just, flashed across and shown the axe guy, flashback, and then be quick. It lingers, and that's what makes it.
It takes him forever to cross the street.
You just feel the fucking tension as this man with the fucking in broad daylight too. It's like the middle of the afternoon, and they're in Manhattan. This guy is just walking across this fucking Manhattan street in the middle of the day with this fucking axe going straight towards the protagonist. And like I said, it just lingers. Just chef's kiss of a fucking Carpenter scene, dude. I love it so much. And then in mid fucking sentence, axe guy fucking destroys the glass pane window,
We gotta go into how they're having their conversation, and he just stands in the window like he's part of the fucking conversation for a few moments.
Yeah.
Before he even does anything.
I love it so much.
Oh my god.
And he fucking axes the window, steps up onto their table, and just crouches down, do you read Sutter Kane? Oh, it's so good. It's so good. And he's got these fucking goat eyes, dude. What the shit is that?
It's the double iris, double pupil eyes that's lifted, I think, directly from one of the H.P. Lovecraft stories. And you see it. Have you ever let Bloodborne just sit on the title screen? Have you seen the video that plays? The opening video that plays?
Oh, yeah, from I think it was from their E3 trailer.
There is a fucking flash of a person that has eyes like that in one of those videos that plays. And I saw it. I was just like, what?
This is fucking goat eyes, dude.
Yeah.
You put that in any movie, and that will always creep me out, because those fuckers do have that in real life, and it just freaks me out. Because doesn't it also have I'm assuming Lovecraft got it from I believe it has biblical implications as well. The goat eyes being associated with the devil and everything. It's always so effective.
Well, like I said, it's not even just goat eyes. There's 2 irises, 2 pupils, 2 everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this guy axes through the fucking glass. He gets shot by the cops that just happen to be the diner. And that's another thing too. This movie has such a brilliant plot device to eliminate all plot holes when the fucking antagonist is specifically writing reality. It's so cool because anything you can say like that, because like the first time you watch it, you're like, well, that was fucking convenient, and you're goddamn right it was, because you're reading the fucking story.
I didn't assume that they just happened to be there though. That dude makes so much chaos as he crosses the street.
Yeah,
it's fucking New York. I never actually assumed that they were just there.
But that could be, you know, an interpretation that someone might have. You know,
yeah, no, I'm not saying you're wrong.
Yeah. Because it works either way, and it's such a brilliant plot device that makes it all. You know, you can't really criticize certain elements of the movie as far as like plot structure, because plot structure is literally what you're watching, and you know, you're watching this artificial story play out that. It's cool because it is a movie and it is an artificially created storyline for a reader. You know, it's not meant to be like an organic thing that you're watching. It is literally artificial, and it's just like it's so like this movie is so fucking unbelievably meta. That's like another element, you know, that's just really, really ahead of its time.
Another way to summarize all this would be Alan Wake writing Bloodborne.
Exactly.
Because that's exactly the story of Alan Wake and Bloodborne mashed together.
Yeah. Right. So we go from that segment to Sam Neill being hired on to go and find the author of these do you read Sutter Kane? That's what the axe guy says. You know, he asks him. So Sutter Kane in this world is basically like Stephen King to the nth degree. He's, you know, the most popular writer on the planet. Every single person has like read all of his books. He's incredibly successful, and he has a new book that's supposed to be coming out shortly, but he has mysteriously gone missing, and the publishing company is actually hiring Sam Neill to go and find him, because, you know, it would essentially become an insurance claim, you know, if they're not able to, you know, get this book from him and actually have it published when they've already kind of, you know, like they've sold the fucking rights, you know, for a movie and all of this other shit that is tied into it. So they hire Sam Neill to go and find the Sutter Kane guy to either confirm that he's dead so they can kind of collect on, you know, what would be owed to them in that situation, or fucking find him and get the book, because they know that at least part of the book has been finished, because the publishing company that is hiring Sam Neill said that Sutter Kane's agent had a few chapters of it, and then Sam Neill asks to speak with the agent, you know, to kind of figure out like what he knows, or like, I thought you knew, you know, the fucking agent of Sutter Kane was Axe Guy, and then Sam Neill just has like what the fuck expression on his face.
Yeah.
And you want to tell me about excellent what the fuck expressions in your face? That's just Sam Neill in this movie. Man, when he has to react to shit, it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, he's brilliant at being the smartest guy in the room, and he's brilliant at, like, genuine surprise is something difficult to feign. It is a very underrated skill that very few actors have a lot of the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's very good at feigning, like, genuine surprise. I mean, the guy's read the script. He knows what's coming, right? I mean, it's a human thing. You know what's coming. You're not going to be surprised. So, yeah, he's very good at feigning genuine surprise or genuine shock. And he does that a lot. That skill comes through a lot in this movie.
Yeah, he's fantastic. And it's also cool, too, how the kind of character arc for him is a very kind of Lovecraftian character arc, in that in a lot of his stories, and Sam Neill, the protagonist's name in this is John Trent, by the way. So he starts off the story feeling like he knows everything because he's such a hotshot at his job, and he basically like just never fails. And that is a very Lovecraftian thing too. In a lot of his stories, you know, specifically when they start out, with these like investigators, these hotshot investigators in like a lot of Lovecraft stories often start out the stories like they know what they're in for and that they think they can handle it. And when they get into the situation, like I love the fact that he's an investigator of insurance fraud, because it makes it so organic when he starts to kind of question everything and he thinks everything is a con and he just physically can't fucking accept that he's in this supernatural story and that his life isn't actually organic. He's just the fucking protagonist in a story, and fuck, it's just,
I mean,
so cool.
Insurance fraud sleuth has to be an actual job, right? But that is not a plot device or a job that you see in movies very often, and it fits so perfectly. Like usually it's like a police detective or some sort of like private investigator. But I mean, it makes total sense, right? Everything is a con because he investigates insurance fraud. It's his job to catch frauds, and everything has to be a con. He's always looking for the play, and it works so well, and it's so much more believable than him being a fucking super cop or something.
Yeah, and just to have him, like you said, it's very atypical, which makes it, it makes it interesting. Because
when they first said what his job was, I was like, "Squeeze me," because that's not a job that you ever hear. It has to exist, but it's not a job that you ever hear.
Yeah, this movie was actually in development hell for a very long time. Like I believe DeLuca had actually had this written either in the late 70s or early 80s, and they had been trying to get it made for years and years and years and years. And I think you can kind of tell just because like the fucking script is incredibly,
it's solid.
Like you can tell that he put a lot of thought and care into like every little detail because it just all works, and everything has like a attention, like even like we said, even with his profession, this so easily could have been written as a story where he was, like you said, like a private eye.
He could have been Harvey Bullock going through all of this,
and him being an insurance fraud investigator, it adds this air of believability to it.
Yeah,
and this movie is also very influenced as well by not only like obviously Lovecraft is a huge conceptual influence for this, but it's also influenced very heavily, and Sutter Kane, even with his name, is a nod to Stephen King. Like with it being based in New England, almost everything Stephen King's ever written is based in Maine. Even Sam Neill's accent is actually based off of a New England accent, just like because like the way that they have like soft R's is is very, very New England, very Maine. And the
name Sutter Kane though is genius because it in a weird way sounds enough like the name Stephen King somehow, and it's like the proper number of syllables to be Stephen King, Sutter Kane.
Yeah,
like it's kind of a genius rip-off name. Like, a lot of movies would go like Stephen Kane, right? Instead of Stephen King or something. Like, come on, do better, movie.
And it just sounds Sutter Kane just sounds incredibly badass too. It's such a great name.
It doesn't even have to be a believable name. That's the other thing, because authors use pen names too. So Sutter Kane is just an amazing author name to begin with. And it sounds enough like Stephen King that you immediately can associate and understand what we're talking about.
Yep. So, basically, Sam Neill accepts the case. He starts doing his homework by actually reading the Sutter Kane novels, mostly just out of curiosity, because he's never read them and he just wants to see like what all this fuss is about.
This is one of my favorite scenes.
So yeah, he are you talking about where he's having kind of like the nightmares while he's?
Yes, because a typical thing, not to cut you off, a very typical thing in every H.P. Lovecraft story is that knowledge leads to insanity. The more knowledge you have, or the more knowledgeable you are, the more of your sanity that you lose. It's a trade-off, and the more research he does on Sutter Kane, right, the deeper he dives into this and the case and everything else. It all starts here with him going and getting the books. And the deeper he dives into Sutter Kane's work, you start laying the groundwork for everything he's going to run into later. And he's starting to slip right here for the first time with the nightmares that he has and everything else. And it's a detail that I fucking love because I never get tired of knowledge equaling madness.
Yeah, like Lovecraft's like one of his biggest themes is always ignorance is bliss. It's like as soon as you and the dream sequence too, like I really like what they end up doing with the framing device of him walking by the alley, you know?
Yes.
And he always just sees these, like, they start off very bizarre. So this dream sequence he keeps having is he's walking by
a little
what looks
too
to be like
meta today.
Yeah. So he's walking by this alleyway. He first sees these kind of like posters up for Sutter Kane novels, and he crosses an alleyway and he sees a cop beating up what appears to be like, I guess was meant to be like a graffiti artist, because he's writing out, you see first that he was writing out graffiti of the words I think he says I can, and later you see like I can see, further elaborating on like what you were talking about with the theme of the more knowledge you have, the more fucked you become in these types of stories, because ignorance is bliss in the eyes of Lovecraft.
Working in with that theme, and something else the movie does so well is not only is ignorance bliss, and the more knowledge you gain, the more of your sanity you lose. There's often a runaway effect with it. Like once you start getting knowledge, more knowledge kind of keeps coming to you, whether you want it to or not. Is another theme in H.P. Lovecraft stuff, and it's kind of how the entire story behind Insight in Bloodborne and everything is. Even if you don't want the knowledge, you've got a runaway effect going. You delved into this. You're in it now. Yep. And this movie does that beautifully all the way through. And it starts with him doing the research and the cop in the alleyway.
Yep. And it's so cool to see just like this dream sequence he has, the way it deteriorates and becomes more and more bizarre and more fucked up throughout the, like the times that they show it, is as almost like a mirror of his mental state, how he is, like just deteriorating. Like he hasn't even gone to the fucking like spooky place yet.
Yeah.
He's just been reading the books, and they make a point of saying multiple times throughout the film about how there seems to be this kind of like weird response that people have to these Sutter Kane novels, where it can literally make some people act a little crazy. And just reading, a couple of the novels already has Sam Neill's character Trent freaking the fuck out, starting to, like ostensibly, lose part of his sanity as he just delves more and more into these novels.
And it's made very clear up to this point in the movie that his IQ is kind of a cut above the rest, right? Like, this is not someone that would fall into this very easily, that would be affected this easily by reading a book.
Yeah.
Like, that is made
because they make it out
clear.
Like they make it out almost like it's, people not literally turning crazy, but they're just super fans. Right. Like you've heard, people doing all kinds of crazy shit that are fans for very, very popular,
like Twilight.
Or like some Harry Potter fans, they're fucking nuts. They're all like, dude, you look up a fucking Reddit thread of Star Wars fans, and you will see some of the biggest fucking scum of the earth insanity that you have ever fucking witnessed. Yeah, exactly. Don't do it.
Don't do it. It'll be a runaway effect. The more knowledge will come to you than you want, and your sanity will slip away. Do not go to Reddit /Star Wars or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what? Don't go to Reddit. let's just put a pin in it there. Don't go to Reddit.
Do you read Reddit threads?
The goat eyes. No, your eyes vaguely resemble the little Reddit robot guy.
Yeah. Oh man. Somebody make that fucking YouTube riff. 12 people will fucking love the shit out of that meme. Oh man.
Instead of the window, it's an axe going through a computer monitor with the Reddit homepage on it.
Yes. Oh man.
You read Reddit. That's the best joke you've ever ever made, I think.
Thank you.
You have to watch this movie to even get it.
This has been Screenplay Rewind for the week. We will end on a high note, and we'll catch you next week.
Oh my god!
But the dream sequence he keeps having is he's walking by this alleyway. He sees the cop beating the shit out of this graffiti artist unnecessarily, and he walks towards the cop. The cop, turns around and is like, "Hey, do you want some of this, buddy, or whatever?" Threat that he sends his way. And he turns around and he sees just all these people with axes. Like the crazy person with an axe seems to be a very specific callback to King as well, to The Shining, because that makes me think of it a lot. Because maybe the most iconic bit of Stephen King is fucking Nicholson with the axe.
Johnny.
Here's, and what's very ironic is he actually didn't have an axe in the fucking book. So, like, what ended up kind of becoming this, like, super iconic thing that was associated with Stephen King wasn't even something he had written.
This movie is so meta that it's referencing the movie referencing Stephen King.
Right? Yeah.
No,
what's that line?
I think
that fucking...
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think the first time with the cop, I think it's just him alone in the alleyway along with the cop. The actual, I think, show up the second time.
Okay, yeah. They end up having several renditions of
Once he turns into a Futurama sewer
sequence.
mutant, I think the axe people show up.
Futurama sewer mutant.
Yeah, that's
the name of that's the name of the metal band doing the intro song.
I want to hear their cover of the Futurama theme.
Oh man.
That
Dude,
has
a
to
metal
exist,
version,
right? That has to exist.
E-Rock has done the metal version of the fucking Futurama theme, right? Surely he's done that, right? Because that's such a great theme.
You vamp by Google.
It is just begging to be fucking riffed into a metal song. So the thing though it's really cool is the element behind Sam Neill losing his shit is one that he should be kind of concerned about, but every single time something fucking weird or spooky happens, Sam Neill just instantly fucking rejects it because of his profession that we were talking about earlier. He thinks everything is bullshit. He sees so much shit happen throughout this movie that he just can't fucking accept because that's just who he is. And just this, have you found anything about the Futurama theme?
It exists, but I haven't found an E-Rock version yet, but it does exist.
Okay. He needs to do his own version because I would totally watch the shit out of that.
Everyone listening to this, write him. Twitter, email, wherever. Write him. Get him to do it.
Do it. So he wakes up from this dream sequence eventually. They have a couple of like fake outs. I love the scene where he wakes up from the dream and is like, oh shit. He takes like a big, sigh of relief that he's awake. And, later on he looks over and just the fucking Cthulhu frog face man is sitting on the cop is just sitting on the fucking bed next to him. I love that bit because he wakes back up in the same I love the way this movie does the cinematography behind the repeated sequences because they always repeat it to like a T.
Yes.
It's always identically replicated when they're doing these repeated scenes, and it's great.
And I know on the surface that seems simple, but that has to be meticulous. That has to be difficult.
Even from the acting, because when Sam Neill he has to remember to wake up in the exact same way.
He has to remember exactly what muscle movements he made where. It's insane. They're not just playing it back and cutting. It's zooming out, going to a wide shot. So he's having to repeat this over and over.
Yeah. Fucking Sam Neill.
I could see it if they just used the same footage again and hard cut to the dude's face instead. But it's not. It's zooming out to a wide shot. So it's a new shot every time. It's nuts.
It's one thing I've always adored about John Carpenter is John Carpenter has for most of his career been associated with horror. And a lot of horror is associated with kind of phoning it in.
Yeah.
And he never does. It is always, when he's making a movie, he's never just like phoning it in. He's always, trying to, and the people that he works with, they're always trying to make it the best that they can. They are never just there for a paycheck. It's always a passion project. And this movie is a fucking next level passion project. Like, shit, dude. Like, it's such a love letter to Stephen King and Lovecraft. And man, I just, the more I think about this movie and the more I rewatch it, the more I appreciate it. And I want more people to see this movie because I really think it kind of has a cult following, but I think it deserves a larger cult following now that Lovecraft stuff is in vogue.
It would help if it hit Netflix or Prime Video or something. It would help.
Yeah, exactly.
The fact that we had to go out and rent this, and it's a John Carpenter movie.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Yeah, well, I had to go out and rent it. You own it. I think I'm going to buy it on Apple iTunes because I told Jeff before we started recording that like I didn't take very many notes because mostly I didn't know what to write down. This thing is layered so deep. I wouldn't even know where to begin taking notes on my first viewing. I'm going to have to watch this a couple more times to even take in everything. There's so much going on, and it's so dense, but not in a way you can't follow. It's just it's throwing so much info at you. Some of this stuff we're talking about is kind of hard to recall, and I just watched it last night because I just watched it today. So much information.
Yeah, it's so dense, and you know, like I have seen this movie previously. I was watching it, you know, on a rewatch, and I would still find myself rewinding sequences to take notes, or rewinding sequences just to like really dive in and see what the fuck's happening, or like what's being said exactly.
The really impressive thing is it. Like I said, it is so layered, and like you said, it is so dense. It's not hard to follow. Everything makes sense. It's very well paced. It's very thoughtfully laid out, and they do not waste a minute of your time in this movie.
Nope.
Everything that happens is super fucking important. Even if it doesn't seem important now, it's going to get called back to later.
Yeah, even the lead-in to the fucking alleyway sequence that you know, like when he's stopping to look at the Sutter Kane posters has such an awesome tie back. Callback towards the end, and fuck, okay, we got to get to it though. We got to get further in because I want to talk about some of the shit that happens. We've been talking for fucking 40 minutes. We haven't even gotten to
the Hobbs End.
Yeah, we haven't even gotten to like the meat of the fucking movie. Okay, next is Sam Neill figuring out that on the front of each of Sutter Kane's books is actually this little etched outline of a map. So he cuts up the covers of all of his books, arranges them, and figures out that it's a map of, I believe, New Hampshire.
You know, like you do. Like you just happen to notice. That's why I referred to him as an insurance fraud sleuth earlier.
Yeah.
Because he's fucking Sherlock Holmes with some of this stuff.
Okay, Ron, can we have a Lovecraftian rendition of Knives Out with fucking Daniel Craig, and he just is investigating a fucking like horror movie? Because if they're each anthologies, they can technically be each of their own thing, right? I just really want that to happen now.
What's his name in Knives Out?
Oh, Benoit Blanc.
Benoit Blanc.
Yeah.
Benoit Blanc and the Devil's Daughter instead of Sherlock Holmes and the Devil's Daughter.
Yes. I need this in my life.
I've got one that I was going to save for the end of the podcast. I think you'll like. This movie really made me want. I don't remember which one it was now, but I was reading a Hellblazer comic a few months back. In that comic, John Constantine keeps running into himself from the future.
Mm-hmm.
I want Sam Neill to be old man John Constantine coming back from the future.
Good. That's good.
That's what this movie really made me want. I kept waiting for Sam Neill to just light his hands on fire.
Oh, man. I'm going to see him with that fucking trench coat, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. Think about him
please.
as old, especially now. I mean, he's a year older than my dad, so he'd be mid-70s now.
Mm-hmm.
He'd be perfect for old man John Constantine running into young John Constantine, and they both fucking hate each other, but they light each other's cigarettes and pour each other drinks and sit at a bar together all the time.
Yeah, he'd be down for it too. He loves that type of
it'd be fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, I'm all about it. With the book covers forming the map, he's able to figure out that this Hobbs End, which is the kind of like super famous town from the Sutter Kane novels.
By the way, the horror at Hobbs End sounds like it would be an H.P. Lovecraft book.
It's great.
That's a great name. I want to read these books. Why don't these books exist?
Yeah, right. Yeah. I love every little fucking detail. It's just.
Oh, we got to get to the
kiss.
bicycle. We got to get to the bicycle.
We have. Okay. So Sam Neill leaves because Charlton Heston is the kind of like head honcho dude at the book publisher that publishes all of Sutter Kane's novels. Every time I see Charlton Heston, I think of Ralph Garman's impression of him and can no longer look at him the same way. So I love and also hate.
I know you'd be the only person I know that would get that.
Yeah. Fuck you. I love you, but also fuck you, Ralph Garman. Your fucking impressions are too goddamn good.
Every one of his impressions always starts with, hey, whenever he does Charlton Heston.
It's a bad.
Oh my God.
It's so good. So Charlton Heston agrees to basically.
I was surprised to see him, by the way.
Yeah, it's kind of an odd role for him, but what can you do? Charlton Heston agrees to hire Sam Neill, with the exception of, you're not going alone. You have to go with Styles. I think is that the name of kind of like his assistant, who is also the main editor of Sutter Kane's novels and is pretty close to him, being that, he's uber, Stephen King to the nth degree, incredibly famous. So his editor is super, super high profile job. She drives with him, and we get to this fucking highway sequence, dude.
Oh
the
my
guys
God.
who made Southbound have to have watched this movie, right?
I guarantee you.
It's way too much of a coincidence.
I kept listening to the radio, waiting for that fucking DJ to come on.
Because with Southbound being so Lovecraftian influenced, and just like with the idea of like the never-ending highway and how it later leads back to the same spot you read originally, impossibly, Southbound has to be at least somewhat inspired by this. Like, they have to have seen it, dude. They have to.
It's got to be.
They're driving to try and find. Is it Hobbs End? Is that the name of the town?
I believe so.
Okay, so they're trying to find Hobbs End because this town doesn't exist as far as like normal maps are concerned, but they were able to find it using the little map made of the book covers. Sam Neill is convinced this place at least exists to some capacity, and that this is where Sutter Kane's at. So he's going there to find Sutter Kane, or to confirm that he's like fucking dead or what. Or they're just trying to figure out what happened to him. They're driving along this fucking highway. And dude, the bicyclist, dude, the concept of the fucking bicyclist is great. So they're driving along the highway. They see what is first this like teenage kid driving this bike. They continue down the fucking highway, and they see the same fucking bike going the same direction. So it's not like they turned around, but it's this ostensibly like this like 100-year-old man driving or riding the same bike. And you're just like, what the fuck is this? And Styles and Sam Neill, they're both just like, like, what the fuck is going on? And then they eventually run over the fucking bicyclist, dude.
Yeah. And
the first thing you hear the bicyclist say after they've been hit is, "I can't get out." Oh, dude, it's just written for Jeff. It's this fucking Purgatory Highway, and this fucking teenage kid has basically just been biking for decades trying to get out. Oh God, it's just chef's kiss all around.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's just Jeff Crack all around, dude. I love it so much. By the end of it,
his makeup and stuff, he looks a little bit like Michael Myers.
Yeah, and when they fucking run over him, they run over this bicyclist going like 70 down the fucking highway. This kid should be fucking hamburger helper on the side of the highway.
Squeegee him off the windshield.
And the bicyclist just hops right back up. And the fucking shit-eating grin that the bicyclist gives, even through all those prosthetics, is impressively creepy.
Yeah.
And they so just good. Ride off out of the scene. And fuck, dude, it's so good. Everything with the bicyclist and everything with the highway is absolutely fantastic in this. I love it so much.
Oh my God. The southbound bicyclists. Oh my God.
Like that segment could be a fucking southbound sequence.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you said, all you need is the The fucking DJ over the radio. That's all. That's the only thing that's missing.
This one goes out to all of you out on the road tonight. Yeah.
Yeah.
We just needed that voice to come over the radio. Was there any significance in the playing cards? The camera kept cutting to them, other than to show you it's the same bike and the same person?
I think that's it. I think it's just them trying to show that it's the exact same bike because it's the same playing cards arranged in the exact same fashion. I think that was just the kind of
because every time you go by the bicycle, it shows the cards. Even at the end when Darth Vader shows up. Dude, did you see that? Is that the same Hayden Christensen? In the credits,
no.
In the credits, the bicyclist is credited as Hayden Christensen.
Oh, is it actually him? I didn't know. I didn't realize that was him.
That's what I was asking. Is that the same him? Is that same Hayden Christensen?
I mean, the ages line up because he's about what, like 15 or so, probably in that. Yeah,
Hayden Christensen, Paperboy, IMDb.
Like so, it's
it's Anakin Skywalker as a kid.
So you're saying the car had the high ground? Okay.
Don't do it, Anakin. I have the paper route. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I had no clue. I had no clue that was him. I didn't recognize him at all. That's crazy.
I was just looking over my notes as the credits are rolling, and I was looking to see because this cast couldn't have been more 90s, right? This cast could not
absolutely.
have been. Who's who? Cream of the crop 90s and 80s actors are all in this. So I'm just letting the credits scroll and see if there's anyone that I missed, any names I recognize. And my note is literally Hayden Christensen ? And I didn't get around to IMDbing it until just now on the air. But yeah, it's fucking him. He's the paper boy at the end. And he's got the same playing cards in his fucking spokes.
Yep. So you see, man, such a great fucking. I wonder if it's him then under the makeup, because it could be the same person. Just or did they have it credited as like an older?
It's Sean Vertigo, Bicycle Boy, credited as Sean Ryan.
Okay,
unless there's a different bicycle person.
Yeah, I'm not. But whoever is acting underneath the prosthetics when they smile and then just right away is like, dude, bravo. Because I don't normally get creeped out by movies, but that's a creepy fucking grin that they give. And
yeah.
Kudos.
Is there ever a time where children in movies are not creepy?
Oh my god, we'll get to the fucking the posse of fucking dog eating, the fucking posse of dog eating little children running around this fucking town, dude.
Yeah.
It makes me really not want to have children. Seeing the children hunting and eating the fucking leg off of the dog, like not okay.
Yeah,
not okay.
No.
With them driving around, after they have the thing with the bike, they continue driving around just trying to fucking find this place. They're about on the verge of giving up when Sam Neill is letting Siles drive while he's finally getting some sleep in the passenger side, and Siles is driving, and Siles starts to have all this like super weird imagery kind of happen around her as she's driving the car. At one point, she like looks down after the dividing lines on the highway have actually disappeared, and she looks down as this like really kind of just like cool sequence of you hear the thunder crack, and she's just ostensibly just like driving over fucking clouds during a thunderstorm. It's a cool.
Yeah, you see the lightning strike, and it lights up the scene.
Yeah, super cool. She after the lighting illuminates the kind of like thunderstorm clouds, she is then driving up onto this fucking bridge. This what do you call that? Like
Sleepy
the bridge,
Hollow
like
Bridge.
Yeah, basically. She crosses this bridge and then ends up in this very, very bizarrely out of place town, and it's Hobbs Inn.
Oh, and you found it. Brilliant.
Yeah. Good work. Sam Neill, he's woken up at this point, and it was also just the middle of the night and is now in the middle of like the afternoon or the morning. It just goes from pitch black nighttime to not, no sunrise, just instant, like it's fucking 11 a.m. in the morning.
I think that's the point of the shot where they enter the bridge at night and the camera keeps focused out the window and you see through the cracks on the bridge, it gradually becomes more light as they go across the bridge.
Yeah.
And then when they come out of the bridge, it's like middle of broad daylight, and Sam Neill's just like, "Oh, I must have slept through the night. Wow. Oh, Styles, you're brilliant. You found it."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they drive into the center of town, and they're immediately disturbed by just how like bizarrely ghost town it is, because it seems to be, you know, just like a normal looking town outside of the fact that just there's nobody walking around outside of these goddamn fucking kids, dude. These creepy little, like, I swear to God, the casting call was just like, does your child have a creepy fucking grin? They're like, yeah, you're hired. Because like they're just constantly seen running around after this poor fucking dog with these creepy grins on their faces, and it's just not okay. It's just not acceptable, dude.
Sam Neill keeps pointing out like how picture perfect for a magazine cover the place is, because he's still looking for the con. Yep. He still thinks this is all a promotional stunt for the new book, because it's got film rights and everything coming up already. And he's just like, oh yeah, look how picturesque this is, almost like the cover of a magazine.
Yeah, from minute one, Sam Neill just thinks the whole thing is just bullshit, which, because of course he does.
Yeah,
you know?
Why not?
Of course he does.
Yeah.
They are driving around the town when they go to this little motel. It's almost like a little bed and breakfasty type thing. They walk in, they see this. Even before the creepy shit happens with the painting is just creepy, which I appreciate. Because
can we talk about Francis Bay, by the way?
Yeah.
Oh,
please do.
My God. This is Happy Gilmore's grandma, for crying out loud.
And she's terrifying.
She is absolutely mortifying, dude. This is the craziest fucking thing I've ever seen her in. I fucking adore this old lady, and I can never look at her the same.
Right? And they have her playing that super loving Frances Bay character at first, too, before, you know, shit starts to hit the fan, and it just makes it all of, like, the casting in this movie is so good. Everyone is perfectly chosen for every little bit role.
Oh my God.
I love it.
This is a woman that I wanted to hug if I ever saw her in real life, just because she could be my grandma.
Dude, while we're talking about it, later on when Sam Neill is leaving the motel,
oh my God,
she has her naked husband handcuffed and like basically like knocked out on the ground, and he's handcuffed to her ankle, and she just like kicks him and tells him to be quiet. And you're just like,
what
like, the fuck is happening? Yeah, because Sam Neill hears it, and he's about to like basically look over the counter and see it, but he leaves because Styles is fucking running.
And they foreshadow all of it, because at this point Styles is trying to convince Sam Neill that this is all one of Sutter's books.
Yes.
And he said, no, because blah, blah, blah. And she's like, no, it's one you haven't read yet, because it's from the new one. And he says that basically, from what you've told me, though, if that is Mrs. Pickman from Hobbs End Horror, then that lady would be murdering her husband with an axe. I can't imagine that sweet old lady murdering anyone.
Mm.
And then they also talked about when they drove up that through that greenhouse looking building that was attached to the side, that sunroom, the glass sunroom thing, that structure, that there would be like a monster there later. And it's fucking her, dude. She's the fucking Hobbs End Horror.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was
they
full
foreshadow all of this within the first like 5 seconds of you seeing her, and then it all plays out, and you're still fucking stunned. I guess foreshadow is not the right word. They straight up tell you what's going to happen, and it's terrifying when it happens.
Yeah, it never deflates it. It just always makes it even cooler that they've just fucking flat out laid out like the plot. And
what movie does this?
It's so meta, and it's so ballsy. It's like no other movie I have ever seen, even being a fucking, like Lovecraftian nerd. And we were there fucking we watched The Lighthouse at the theater like opening week. That's us. And it's still just like nothing you've seen, and it just like fuck. I love it so much. With the Okay, yeah. So part of the thing that he's calling her out for is, he's still calling her out, saying this is all a scam, and then she admits to it actually originally, where he's right. She says, "You're half right. It was a scam. We set up this whole thing for Sutter Kane to, basically like go into hiding, but he never showed up."
Yeah.
So she admits that, he's technically right. It originally was going to be a publicity stunt, but this is all actually happening. And she proves it to him by, he says, if this is one of the books, I would look out of this window and see, the very specifically like ordained church with the golden steeples and everything. And then she's like, no, you didn't read close enough. It's out the eastern side. And she shows him the exact same fucking building that he had referenced. And then that's the next building they go to.
Can I tell you the name of that cathedral?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because that's a real place.
Oh, is it actually a real place? I didn't know
that church is a real place. And it has one of the coolest fucking names. It sounds like it's out of Dark Souls. It's the Cathedral of Transfiguration.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Catholic Byzantine right house of worship named in honor of the Transfiguration of Jesus Christ. Cathedral in the Canadian city of Markham, just north of Toronto, Ontario, is the centerpiece near Victoria Square, an unincorporated hamlet.
Huh. Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah. Cathedral of the Transfiguration. Man.
Q, what the fuck? Futurama tentacle. What did you say? I already forgot.
Futurama sewer mutant.
Yes. Cut to their metal riffs.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So that church is where they immediately go to next, I believe, and that is when our I always like to see fucking Vigo the Carpathian dude.
I was gonna say
Vigo. He's really good in this movie.
He really is.
That's like, we'll talk about later. Like his sequence in the bar, his line delivery is just fucking top notch, man. And
that's not how he wrote me.
Dude, it's so good. Dude, just they make that line so often, and it never fucking gets old to me. I'm just like, yes. I was like fucking 3 years old when this movie came out, and it was written for me one day, just waiting. It was just written for me.
Like one of Sutter Kane's books.
And they are approaching the church, and Styles, as they're up at like the front entrance to the church, and Styles tells him, like, we need to.
This whole sequence shocked me.
Yeah, the sequence is bonkers, even for this movie. She's like, we have to go now. I forget exactly what she said, but she basically like, we got to go fucking now.
That mob.
And Vigo the Carpathian and his like just fucking mob shows up to pretty much attack the church, because they think that this church is where Sutter Kane's holed up at. And then the fucking Dobermans, there's like this fucking Sutter Kane has like 12 Dobermans on like speed dial. And they just like fucking come around the church at light speed.
Hey, Mr. Burns released the hounds on them.
Exactly. And he just unleashes all the fucking hounds, and just like all of Vigo's boys just start getting shredded by the Dobermans. And then Sam Neill is just like, what the fuck? Yeah. How did you know something was going to happen? And, she tells him, it's like, it was in the fucking book. And then Sam Neill just continues to just, like call it bullshit and everything, even though Styles is visibly shaken by it.
Well,
should.
Let's also not gloss over, this was our first glimpse at Sutter Kane.
Yeah. Well, I think it's after they leave, right? Because I don't think he.
No, it's while they're there. They witness all of it. It's there's the dude behind the doors. The doors open themselves. They were just locked a minute ago. And there's a dude there, and then they slam shut. And when they reopen, it's Jurgen. Was it Prochnow? Jurgen.
Yeah.
Prochnow. I'm sure I'm getting that perfect. Sutter Kane is standing there, and Sam Neill goes, "Is that Sutter Kane?" And without looking away, Styles says, "Yeah, that's him." And then they're like, give us back our kids. And when the doors slam shut is when the dogs come around the corner, I believe.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Mr. Burns released the hounds on them, and they have to get the fuck out. And all that was after a conversation with the dog eating children.
Yeah, and the guy playing Sutter Kane, I'm not even going to attempt to butcher his name.
It's called Jared.
He's awesome in this too. He's really good.
Another top notch 80s and 90s guy.
Yeah,
and perfect for the role.
Perfect. He's great. Like just the way he delivers some of the lines later is love it. They leave in the car after the hounds have been released upon Vigo's boys, and then they go back to the motel, right? As
yes,
Sam Neill continues to just call everything bullshit, even though Styles is visibly shaken and obviously freaking the fuck out over witnessing the fucking book that she read come to life in real time.
I was gonna say, yeah, she has seen all this before in a book.
Yeah. And I think it's they've gone back, and then Styles books it, takes the car, right, and then goes back to the church, right? And because at this point she goes to meet Sutter alone. And that's another thing too, is you start to see that whatever the fuck is happening is affecting her mental state, because she's acting very strangely too at this time. Kind of like the last person to be...
Hasn't she already thrown herself at him once?
I think this is the first time where she legitimately starts to try to make out with him and everything.
I think she throws herself at him once before she goes to see him, and then later she RE7s his ass through a door.
Yeah, dude, that camera angle where you're just watching from the across the hallway as he gets fucking Shrek'd through that door, dude, and you're just God damn.
Yeah.
And she's clearly fucking otherworldly now, and he still is just trying to
love the Styles actress from this point forward.
Yeah, she's super
everything.
She's super good. So let's talk about the sequence when she gets to the church, and it's because you've seen Sutter previously, but this is the first time you've actually had dialogue with him, and his dialogue is just...
You can edit this one from the inside out.
It's so good. Everything he says is one of my favorite lines that I wrote down. When he's talking about the old ones, and he says, "Oh, come here, you can see the instrument of their homecoming." That is such a Lovecraft line.
Yes, that's a very Lovecraftian turn of phrase.
Because, yes, that is exactly what I thought, too, once he said that. I was like, that literally could have been written down by Lovecraft himself in one of his books.
Because no one turns a phrase like Lovecraft, and that is right up there.
Oh, it's fucking perfect. It's absolutely perfect. I also love the effect they have on Sutter's locked door, where he pretty much says, he's kind of temporarily keeping the old ones at bay. And this fucking effect they have going on the door...
What is it made of?
It looks elasticy. It's so weird. It's oozing with fucking...
It doesn't look like a 90s special effect, computer effect, where they're just stretching the door out with a computer. It looks like real wood bending the way that it's bending. It's like rubber or lumber that they cast or something. It just fucking terrifying to look at.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is this is another thing that John Carpenter refused to use green screen as much as humanly possible, and he wanted everything to be a practical effect. And the practical effects in this movie are really cool. I just want to know what the fucking door is made out of, because just the way
Venom symbiote oozing out of it.
Yeah, and of course my immediate thought was, it looks like the abyss from Dark Souls is spewing through the fucking...
Oh yeah, we'll get to the abyss from Dark Souls. We straight up fucking see it.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
Fucking Ludwig is in this movie too.
Yeah, he is. I love
you
love
instantly know who I'm talking about in the movie.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Miyazaki had to have seen this also, right? Because I feel like some of the stuff in Dark Souls and some of the stuff in Bloodborne are just directly referring to this movie.
Dude, so I mentioned earlier the painting, how you see the characters depicted in the painting kind of evolve over time. Their final evolution is basically a fucking thing you kill in Bloodborne. Like, it could be something, plucked directly from the fucking game. Like,
the
now
one
obviously
that they're laying down on the ground reminded me of Dead Space.
Yeah, and Dead Space 2. Yeah. The the depiction of just the creatures is so beautifully Lovecraft, while
one
also
of the book covers, I meant to point this out earlier when I mentioned Bloodborne for the 100th time. Straight up has amygdala on the front of it.
Mm-hmm.
And
now a lot of the depictions in Bloodborne are specifically from Lovecraftian, illustrations that have just happened over time. But yeah, I agree. And like the way that they're brought about in like a tangential way in here, and just like the way that they kind of bring them to life
specifically
later on throughout the movie, more and more, it's very Bloodborne.
But more than the monsters in Bloodborne, specifically the environmental storytelling, because there is a point as this movie goes, right? Visually, the movie starts to change. In Bloodborne, there's a point where you're seeing these statues, and as you go through Yharnam and as you go through the story and through the Cathedral Ward, eventually these statues are just straight up Cthulhu's, but it's the same statue you've been seeing, except that they're Cthulhu's now. And like, as I'm watching fucking Sam Neill run through Yharnam, and I'm watching the movie visually change, Bloodborne is what was striking me, because as you go deeper into that game, the style of the of the architecture around you starts to change, and that was what I was thinking of.
Yeah, 1,000%, 1,000%. Yeah, it's funny. So much of the shit that we like that has been a Lovecraftian adaptation, at least conceptually, like over the last a few years, like you and I, whether it be video games like Dead Space and Bloodborne or movies, like when you go and watch this fucking John Carpenter movie that like 12 people saw in 1994 or 1995, and it's just like, man, it could all be like a 1-to-1 translation homage.
Yeah,
it's just crazy. It's just crazy. Like this,
it's not too much to expect, I think, that some of those 12 people that saw this is the people that went and made a lot of these games, because they are Lovecraft fans as well. And while they might be pulling directly from Lovecraft, there's a lot of stylistic choices that ring very reminiscent of this movie in a lot of this stuff that you and I love.
Yeah, and especially when you start just like the
I mean, Styles is the Dark Souls 2 mimic, for God's sake.
Yeah, pretty much. So let's see. I'm trying to see what my next note was. Oh, okay. So at that point, Styles is basically fucked. Because once she goes to see Sutter Kane shows her the book, and they have this like really cool effect, like where like a beam of light
comes out of the pages,
book, and then her eyes immediately just start like dripping blood, and it's just over for Styles. Styles is gone. And I only wrote down the instrument of their homecoming, but like every fucking line Sutter Kane says in this movie, you could write down as a cool quote, because just like the way he like and like the lines are written really well and are very, very reminiscent of, like you said earlier, like the turns of phrase that Lovecraft himself would say. His delivery is so creepy and so deliberate in the way that he talks, and just and just the idea that he says the old ones granted him the power, and he's almost like he's calm about it, but he's also, you can kind of see like in the back of his head, he's even kind of scared himself, like when he would kind of glance over at the locked door, and just the simple fact that he's locked it at all,
Yeah.
It's a great, he's such a fucking fascinating character to me.
Yeah, he's like bringing everything about, but he's also holding it off at the same time. Like he wants to bring it about in a specific way. It's like he has to bring it, he has to make it happen specific way. So he's got the door locked, he's holding it back. He even makes a call later. He talks about how he can't hold them back anymore. like everything's been leading up to this point, and it's just like, what are you doing, dude?
It's weird because he's been chosen by, you know, like the great ones to be this conveyor, but it seems like he's just accepted it because, like, what the fuck else can he do? But he doesn't seem to be particularly enjoying it. It's almost just like this kind of like acceptance of this impossible situation. And he knows the world's fucked because he fucking wrote the end of the world, you know? There's nothing to fight. And that's another thing. This movie, like, the bad guys have won from page 1 in the script. That's so cool. And that's so Lovecraft. And I think this is another thing that made this movie not connect with audiences that weren't prepared for what the fuck they were going to witness, because it's so counterintuitive for movie.
The movie is over before it starts.
Yeah. Fuck, it's great. It's so good. So after the sequence, Styles, I think, goes back to the motel, because at some point, you know, Sam Neill is able to... so it's hard to like remember like the sequence of events because of how many repetitions they have intentionally, you know, of the kind of like story beats. But he gets to the point to where once he starts to realize Styles is kind of fucked, he's actually trying to like physically get in the car and leave, right?
Yes.
And I love the very southbound thing where he's driving out of town and ends up right back in that same part of town where all of the axe zombies are, you know, like the townspeople. Love it.
I love that he pulls a page out of is it Joel in The Last of Us, where he just floors it and tries to go through them, and then Styles is there, and for some reason he's not going to run over Styles. After everything I've seen at this point, I'd say Styles is gone too. But
that's after she fucking threw him through the door, right?
Yes, that's after he got RE7. After she went full mimic. Didn't he see her on the bicycle with the 100-year-old dude at one point?
Oh my god, when she's on the back of the bike, that's
because that's part of it. So at him as he goes by.
They repeat this, and like earlier, we were talking about how they meticulously recreated the sequencing and like the camera angles. They do it here too, because you show like the exact same transition shot to like the side of the road, you know, and they do the same sequence of like 3 shots to show him leaving town, right? And each time he just ends up right back there. And then like one of the times she's just on she's on the back of the bike.
I laughed
on the other side of the
in the best possible way that I could. Because at this point, Styles may be my favorite character. Because she's just on the bike, just waving her arms kind of in the air like a fucking hippie or something.
Yeah, well,
the way she's doing her arms.
While we're talking about Styles, can we talk about how the sound effect of her crab walk will haunt me?
No, we cannot.
Till the end of days.
No, we cannot.
What the fuck are they doing to create that sound effect, Ron? I'm so curious, but I also don't want, because knowledge only leads to, you know, like worse and worse things happening to you. So I don't know if I want to know.
I'm pretty sure that they're just twisting baby rabbits in half or something.
Oh god,
it's oh god, it's so bad.
It's so uncomfortably loud in the mix too.
When she flips over and then her head's upside down.
I'm physically shaking just remembering the scene, dude. Oh man,
it's so bad, but so good. Like I didn't want to look at the TV screen.
Dude,
I don't know how they did that effect. It's all practical. I don't know how they did it.
It's terrifying. Probably the two most Lovecraftian sound effects to me that have ever been captured is that sound effect of whatever the fuck is happening to make her walk that way, to that sound, and the sound at the end of the lighthouse. I will always remember. The sound at the end of that movie is just so good.
Oh god, the crow.
Yeah.
We need to cover that movie. Yeah,
we really do. And one of my favorite scenes in the movie, I think, happens shortly after the crab walk with Styles, because eventually he walks through town and he walks into like what looks to be like the bar, right?
Yeah.
And he has this conversation with our boy Vigo, and some of the lines that the Vigo actor, what is the name of the, let's see, I wanted to fully credit him, Wilhelm von Homburg, which sounds more like a Ghostbusters. Sounds like more like a Ghostbusters villain painting than Vigo the Carpathian almost.
Yeah.
He's fantastic. I wrote down some of the lines that he says. I think I had talked about how, you know, like obviously he says, I have to, he wrote me this way as he's about to shoot himself. I think you had alluded to that one earlier, but one of my favorite lines in the movie is, reality is not what it used to be.
Yes.
Fuck yes, dude. Fuck yes, dude.
Love it. That is up there with reality is often disappointing, and now it can be whatever I want it to be.
God, this movie gets me.
Yeah.
This movie gets me. I love it.
Oh my God.
I love it. Now, at some point, I forget what triggers it, but what is it that triggers Sam Neill waking up in a confession booth? Because that is something you never want to have happen to you.
It's coming up on one of my favorite lines too. It's the car crash, right? When he tries to go through the crowd
that's
of
right,
axe-wielding people. Styles is there, and he veers off and crashes the car.
Yep, that's the one. Yep.
Yeah.
So he wakes up in a fucking locked confession booth.
Never a good sign.
Never a good sign.
Especially in the fucking hell church.
He's in this confession booth. He's trying to get out of it. He can't. He realizes it's like locked, and he ends up having a conversation with, you know, like, who else? Sutter Kane on the other side, and like
what a hell of a framing device. Them having this conversation
so
in a confessional.
Again, I fucking love this movie. So what is the specific line that you wanted to reference?
So the first line that I quoted from John Trent, our boy Sam Neill, is kind of in this vein, but all throughout the movie, because this is all got to be a con. It's got to be a marketing ploy. None of this is real. And he's used to kind of being the smartest guy in the room. He's so insecure, he always kind of has to have, like, the last line, no matter how petty it is.
Yeah.
And I think it's at the end of the conversation after Sutter disappears, and he goes, well, anyway, your book sucks.
Oh, his delivery in that is money, dude.
Like, he does stuff like that throughout the movie, but that was my favorite one, and I laughed out loud again.
Yeah, he's so good.
Well, anyway, your book sucks.
It's such a pointless thing. Like,
it's so petty.
It's so petty and so pointless. But he, just like you said, he just can't help it because he has to. And like, what's cool too, and it's within the fucking just genius performance of Sam Neill.
Yeah,
you can tell by the way he delivers it that he's not even buying into his own bullshit anymore. Yeah. He says it with no confidence that he, like, just like that fucking that asshole smirk that he has for the first half of the film when he's in control, and when he's no longer in control and he has these petty attempts to act like he is, and he just he can no longer, he's just seen so much weird shit, you know.
That line literally struck me as something that would have been in one of your stories that you have sent me before that you've written. I could totally see that being a Jeff thing where one of the characters just goes, anyway, your book sucks.
Your book sucks. Yeah.
I laughed so hard. And here's the thing. You share his feeling, right? Like, you feel at this point the same way he does, because not only is he being whittled down, the audience is kind of being whittled down by everything that is happening as well. You're kind of going through this journey with our boy John Trent. And which, has there ever been a more video game sounding protagonist name than John Trent?
It sounds like he'd be in like a Silent Hill protagonist, right?
Yeah. And God, that's, anyway, we could go down a Silent Hill rabbit hole with some of this imagery. But yeah, you're going through this with him. You're getting, and I mean all of this in the best of way, because this is kind of sounds like I'm knocking the movie when this is all in the plus category. But you're getting just as tired as he is. You're getting just as worn as he is. Kind of by the end of the movie, you're starting to question your own sanity as much as he is, because you're just like, what is happening? Because the way this movie is made, Does any character in any movie have as much screen time as Sam Neill does in this movie? He's in almost every single fucking shot.
Pretty much.
So that means every second of what he's going through is documented, and you're going through every second. And dude, the fucking meta ending at this too is kind of mind blowing.
Yeah, we'll get to that. So let's talk about the sequence of that. So after the confession booth, they have what ends up being a really cool. I really like. Okay. So when he, I think, leaves the confession booth, he eventually is told by Sutter Kane that Sutter Kane has finished the novel.
Yes.
Sutter Kane places the final page in this little like box, and he tells Sam Neill's character that
box.
And yeah,
it's a fucking black box. Why, God? I was like, oh God, is it a Venom symbiote box? What is happening?
No. That's behind the door. That's yeah.
That stays behind. This is where I keep my Venom symbiote.
And he tells him that basically Sam Neill's like whole purpose of being in the story is to be the one to take the manuscript to mankind. Yes. Because and this is another like just uber Lovecraftian element. Sutter Kane tells him what ends up being the bridge for the old ones to take over the earth is for people to believe in them. You know, he tells them all in the confession booth earlier, like, my book's been translated in 18 different languages. It's loved more than and believed in more than the fucking Bible, you know? Mm-hmm. And it's such a genius thing. It's like the old ones, you know, like they realize what is the way that we can connect with people, you know, like some people are always going to be counter religion, you know, they're always going to be anti-religion. There's always going to be some segment of the population that would be against something like the Bible, but they'll all buy into fiction. They'll all buy into something they like.
I just thought of a comparison that literally just hit me.
What?
The old ones are working through fucking Jumanji.
Yeah.
It starts out as a board game in the first one, and in the next two movies, it's a fucking video game because the times changed.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, the old ones are working their magic through fucking Jumanji, dude.
Yeah.
It's TV and movies and books.
And I love the line too, you know, where he eventually asks, you know, like what later on in the movie he asks, you know, like, what if, you know, like, what about people that don't read? It's like, well, there's going to be a movie.
Yep.
And I like the effect too of it's really weird, but where Sutter Kane becomes like part of the pages, and like what becomes like the rift between like our world and the tunnel where like the fucking great ones can come through is like it's a cool effect where like you see like the back part of the rift is like the torn edges of like an actual book page. It's actually like prose written on it. It's super cool.
And I'm pretty sure that what the lines that she is reading as he's looking into the Dark Souls abyss is like on the screen in front of you. Like you're looking at the same pages, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I bet if you freeze frame that and looked at it, I bet you're right. And as he, you know, yeah, he's like you said, he's staring into the abyss, and man, this is cool. And I love that, you know, fucking weeks went into designing all of these creature effects, but Carpenter and the editor know to show restraint and just show it in flashes because it makes it so much creepier. Because Sam Neill, and also not even the fucking abyss portal thing, but that the fucking tunnel across from it looks like it's a part of the fucking event horizon. Like it looks like part of a fucking spaceship. It's such a cool tunnel that they've designed for this sequence. That is Sam Neill being chased by these fucking old ones, dude.
That's the blurb on the back of the DVD case that I want. It's such a cool tunnel, Jeff Miller SPR.
It's such a cool fucking tunnel, bro.
Out of everything in the movie.
And man, it's because, you know, they wanted to show more of the creatures they painstakingly created over like probably weeks, but like, man, it's so cool that they showed restraint, and you just get these glimpses of them, and they all just look fucking like tentacle faced Cthulhu monsters, but you only get to like look at them for the briefest of seconds, to where you can never really like make a full picture of them in your mind. They're just like this this fucking giant, and there's like multiple of them too.
Oh yeah, he's being chased by 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah, he's being chased by several old ones, but it just makes them so much scarier that you never get like a full glimpse of them. It's so cool. I love it.
Models of these things have to exist, right?
Yeah,
like
probably.
left over from the movie. Like, did John Carpenter take these home, or did they end up in a Del Toro collection somewhere in his house?
Probably the latter. This is a movie I could also see Del Toro being obsessed with.
He's one of the 12.
If you told me this was Guillermo del Toro's favorite movie, I would 1000% believe you.
Yep.
And Sam Neill is being chased by the old ones. He eventually looks like he's about to get kind of overtaken by them after he trips, but he wakes up in the middle of a crossroad, and who shows up on the fucking crossroads? But our favorite fucking biker. But it's the teen version that you said was Aiden Christensen, which I did not know. That's fucking nuts.
Yep.
So he's directed by Anakin Skywalker how to get back to the highway. And he... now, one quick thing to note is he still has the manuscript at this point before he leaves the crossroads. He leaves the fucking manuscript from Sutter Kane in the middle of the road. Yeah, he just drops it like in disgust and just walks away. Ends up going to a motel, and it's fucking mailed to him in a manila folder.
I love that poor hotel clerk at the Southbound Hotel.
Yeah, he gets assaulted by fucking by Sam Neill for no reason.
Oh god.
And he fucking realizes this exact same goddamn Sutter Kane manuscript. He fucking burns it. And thinks he, might have, gotten rid of the last copy now. So they have like that cool sequence with him on the bus.
Oh my god!
I love the thing about how he's talking about like the color blue, and he ends up enhancing.
Did I ever tell you my favorite color is blue?
And they say this just to enhance the next sequence of him on the bus with this like super fucking blue camera filter.
And then
just to show that.
Dude,
and
I burst out laughing, not because, well, I guess because it is a very stupid, silly thing in this otherwise very serious, very intentional movie, and it's meant to be stupid because it's meant to drive the point home that he's in control. What better way to point out to this guy who still is trying to doubt everything that he has seen than just making the world blue? Because he has a line like, "I'm God," or something. And then he goes, "Did I ever tell you my favorite color is blue?" And when he wakes up, the world is fucking blue for no reason.
Yeah.
That scream and that facial expression he has when he screams. I burst out laughing because it's so absurd. But that's the point, because he's trying to make a point.
Yep. And with this sequence right here, it leads into him, I believe, going back to Charlton Heston at the publisher. God damn it! Fuck you, Ralph Garman. So he goes back to the publisher to tell Charlton Heston, like, what the fuck happened? And oh my god, when he tells Charlton Heston about Styles, and Heston has no clue who he's talking about. Oh, yeah, she was written out. Yes, dude. Yes, it's so fucking meta, dude, and just like the way that he just the way he has just accepted the fact that Sutter Kane is God at this point, essentially now, and he's just so fucking dejected, and he's so calm about the idea that this fucking person that he just had this whole like fucking traumatic experience with was just written out of the story, because of course she was.
It's worth noting at this point as well that Sam Neill is very eccentric acting compared to the first time he met Charlton Heston in this. And he's even got like a nervous tick now that he does with his head.
Yep.
At this point as well. But his reaction when he finds out about the movie, dude, that the movie is like releasing next week or whatever.
Yeah. Because
that genuine shock and fear and horror should have won Sam Neill all of the awards in this.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, because he tells him, like, because he thinks at this point he had destroyed the very last manuscript, and then Charlton Heston's like, bro, you delivered that last year.
Yeah.
Like we distributed the book, like this early spring or whatever, and like, the movie's fucking coming out, and and Sam Neill just has no concept of like time anymore, and everything is just fucked.
Yeah.
And
that silhouetted wide shot of him backing up, knocking the chair over, then backing up kind of through the chair, knocking the chair out of the way, and he's just like, oh God. Yeah.
And one of my favorite things too is where they show that the part of the poster that he's always been about to like peel back next to the alleyway in his dream sequences is a poster of himself on the cover for In the Mouth of Madness, the final book. That's so cool. It's such a cool callback, and you're just like, fuck, dude. It just further expands upon like the thing I talked about earlier about like the fact that from scene 1 the good guy lost, and that's a cool thing too when you end up figuring out that Axe fucking murderer crazy man agent was actually like the good guy. He knew from reading the book that Sam Neill was going to be the one to deliver the manuscript, so when he's going over to kill him, he's actually trying to save the world, but he gets taken out by the cops because that's the way Sutter wrote it, So cool. Yeah. And at this point, when Sam Neill's plan to get locked up as an insane person is to just fucking axe one of the readers,
Yep.
At like one of the like major book releases or whatever, he's just standing outside. He looks like he's obviously just let himself go. He looks like a crazy homeless person. Yeah, he looks like a hobo, and he just fucking axes this like early 20s reader of Sutter Kane in broad daylight. He has become just as unhinged as the agent was, And then we cut back to him having the conversation with the psychiatrist guy from the very beginning, and you look back into the current time frame.
Go ninja, go ninja, go ninja. David Warner, I always think of him from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze, because he's the guy that created the ooze that created the turtles.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Go ninja, go ninja.
Yep. I
never
think
forget that Vanilla Ice had a moment in the...
it seems even more bonkers than anything that happens in this movie.
It's more terrifying than a Sutter Kane novel.
Right. And we go back to the asylum. This is when they have that line about how, what about people that don't read? Like, oh, there's going to be a movie. And one of the other lines that Sam Neill says that I wrote down when he says the human race will be a bedtime story for their children. Yep. That's so metal. And I love everything about it.
I love that, and every race can sense their extinction coming.
Yeah.
Every species can sense their extinction coming.
Because Sam Neill just fucking knows it's just a ticking time bomb of the end, just any day now. And the way that they film like the apocalypse happening, and you don't see any of it happen, you just like hear and see glimpses of it in shadows through his padded cell room is awesome. And one of my favorite bits in the entire film is after you have like this apocalyptic event happen, right? And his door gets damaged, and
before that, there's a callback that I didn't notice until I was thinking about the movie today. When David Warner, right, the psychiatrist that said he'll come back tomorrow or whatever, he comes out, and the fucking guy that oversees the insane asylum asked him like how he was or whatever, and he said that he thinks this whole thing is happening like a book or whatever, or because he read it in a book. And he mentioned Sutter Kane, and as he starts to walk away, the guy that runs the fucking psych ward goes, "Do you read Sutter Kane?" Just like the agent said to fucking Sam Neill at the beginning of the movie.
Yep.
And then it's like that night that the fucking murder everyone around you apocalypse breaks out.
Yeah. Because at this point, the book's gone.
Which, have we mentioned at this point that that's what's supposed to happen when Cthulhu awakens?
I don't think we mentioned it explicitly, but yeah, once the In the Mouth of Madness, once it becomes this huge super seller of a title and everyone is exposed to it, that creates like the gateway for the old ones to pretty much eliminate mankind and to kind of take over.
Much more efficient than sending giant kaiju to fight giant robots.
Yeah, right.
Much more effective.
Yep. So, and I was gonna say, one of my favorite little details in the entire goddamn movie is he's been hearing all of this screaming, right, and all of this carnage happening outside of his cell. But when he walks out, he doesn't see bodies strewn about. All he sees are copies of the books fucking everywhere. It's such a cool detail.
So good.
It's because like all over the fucking floors of the insane asylum, and even outside, when he walks outside, there's like this big field in front of the asylum, right? And it's just covered in the books. The books are just fucking everywhere. So cool. Love that detail.
Now, is that just how he's seeing it? Is there actually bodies everywhere and this is how he's seeing it? Or is it just the fucking book everywhere and there's no bodies?
Either way,
it works.
Either way, it totally works.
And it's meant to be ambiguous.
Yeah, it's very ambiguous, and he's also an incredibly unreliable narrator. You know, you do not know.
Well, he was much more reliable at the beginning of the movie, to be fair.
Yeah, at this point, he's just accepted everything. But we end the movie with him walking through town, and kind of he hears shit. Being described on the radio is pretty much at the end of times. You know, like the guy on the radio is talking about how like they've lost contact with the West Coast, and you know, pretty much the world's fucked because the epidemic of just like a murder craze has, you know, just swept across mankind, and there's very few survivors left at this point. And then you in the movie with John Trent, Sam Neill's character, walking through town. He walks by a movie theater.
I love the detail of the movie poster.
Of it being directed by John Carpenter.
And New Line Cinema presents a John Carpenter film, In the Mouth of Madness, or whatever.
How fucking cool is it that by watching this movie, you are participating
in the apocalypse.
In the metatextual apocalypse of the movie. It's so cool.
Oh my God. Because at the whole time, you're just like, what is the movie? What is the movie? And when he sits down and watches it, it's everything you just saw.
Yeah, they just show exact sequences of the movie.
They show the bus with everything blue. Like they show all of the memorable moments of the movie that would leap out at you.
Specifically, they always show. They happen to show too the sequences of Sam Neill directly saying what is and what is not reality. They do like a little montage of that, and you in the movie with him watching this exact copy of the film that you've just watched. And he is laughing uncontrollably at it because he's just slipped into full fucking Lovecraftian protagonist madness at this point. And like 3/4 the way through his hysterical laughter, he just starts to sob a little bit, and then it turns after a couple seconds right back into his laughs, and that's the end of the movie. And it's so good. That's just such a great when I watched this and realized that like the movie you're watching is the fucking movie of the apocalypse
that they've been telling you about the whole goddamn ever since he met Charlton Heston. We've been hearing about this movie that's going to be made, and we're fucking watching it.
You're fucking watching it, dude. It's incredibly
the whole
genius.
Movie is the fucking apocalypse, Jeff.
Yeah,
like that blew my brain. My already paranoid schizophrenic brain by the time this movie was over. Like, you know how I told you how Alien kind of makes me feel like I avoid shadows, I try to stay in light and shit?
Yeah.
That's how I felt at the end of this movie.
Yeah.
I no joke. Anytime my dog moved, I like whipped my head, be like, what is it? What? Like, I was just fucking paranoid when this movie was over, and it was fucking awesome.
Yeah, and it just hits on like this is outside of Bloodborne maybe my favorite bit of Lovecraftian inspiration, because it's just like, man, it nails every aspect of it. Every little aspect of it is just like perfectly portrayed here. And then they have like just to tack on, you know, like a great performance by pretty much everyone, but like especially Sam Neill, who I love. It's a fucking Carpenter movie. It's like I said, this movie was basically fucking made just for me, and I'm glad that you were able to, because I figured we would have at the very least interesting conversations about this movie, because it's just fascinating to dive into. Like even if you're not a big look, I think people can still find stuff to enjoy about this movie just because of how counterintuitive it is for traditional horror movies. Like, you can like it even if you don't particularly like horror, because it's not really what it is. It's like I can't even explain what this movie really is, and that's what makes it cool.
It's more of an exploration of the human psyche than anything.
Yeah, it's a character study of like what is, like real. It's like it's almost got more in line to do with the fucking Matrix than like a traditional horror movie.
Yeah,
it's fucking bonkers, dude.
Yeah, Sam Neill is Neo.
Yeah,
he flies around stopping bullets with his hand. That's exactly this movie.
That's exactly this. Yeah, exactly right.
It is so hard for me to think of just a simple way to describe this movie. It's almost impossible. Like, you almost just have to see it.
One of the only like good things to come from this movie being kind of an afterthought of the time is that people can go and watch it and really not know what they're in for, because that really heightens the experience, I think. If you just really don't know what the fuck you're watching. And
it being made by John Carpenter and being made in the era, like, as like CGI is getting ready to explode here in a few years after this movie was made. Mm-hmm. And it being John Carpenter, who insists on everything being practical, not only gives it kind of a distinct feel, but it also preserves it, right? It kind of freezes it
just like
in time.
Just like The Thing. Yeah.
Just like The Thing. There was no exposition computer, but we had Sam Neill and fucking Jurgen for that.
Jurgen.
I don't know how to say his last name. Fucking Sutter Kane.
Can you rename your PUBG character to Jurgen, please? I just want to see that. I just want to see that in the kill feed.
I'd be on the wrong side of the kill feed every time, though.
I am really glad that it seems like you latched onto this movie, because I love this movie.
I've been kind of quiet, I think, in this episode compared to other episodes, because this is a movie that I need to see multiple times to fully get everything, to fully get the depth of it, I think. Because I can only hold so much information in a single viewing, Jeff.
Especially when they're intentionally repeating things. They're intentionally trying to like keep you off guard.
Yes.
With just its weird editing and everything,
And I'm very curious, how is this movie on repeated viewings when you know everything that's coming up and you know what the movie is trying to say and do?
I like it even more. It's really cool, because like the first time you watch it, you can just kind of like appreciate it for how much of like a fucking mind fuck it puts you through,
Yeah, because this seems like one of those movies that every time you watch it, something new will pop up that you never noticed before, or something will strike you in a way that you never thought to think of it that way before. It just seems like one of those movies that it just is like an endless well every time you go back to it.
Yeah, like this will probably always be on my kind of like Halloween rotation. Like you do a double feature for Halloween of John Carpenter's The Thing, followed up by In the Mouth of Madness, and you've had yourself like an awesome fucking Halloween, dude.
And that's also two of the three
the Apocalypse trilogy.
The Apocalypse trilogy, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
this is probably obviously The Thing is near and dear to my heart, but this is probably my second favorite.
Well, you want to talk
Carpenter
about
movie.
Character study, right? That's The Thing all through and through.
Yeah,
that was our first episode, right? So we're not going to do another 2 hours on The Thing, which we could easily do right now.
Oh, this podcast could just be The Thing every week.
Screenplay Thing Rewind.
I'd be fine with that. But yeah, man, watch this movie. It's really good. Did you have anything else that you wanted to touch on?
No, we covered all of my scant notes. My God, okay, so first off, the first thing I want to say, I was thinking about as our episode was going on here, there's a reason we had to return to form with this movie, right? If the way we used to do this podcast is the way we just did this episode, where we had to give the screen-by-screen breakdown. Otherwise, we can't talk about this movie. So if you're listening to this for some reason and have not seen this movie, nothing that we could say here would ever do it justice.
Yeah, you have to see it.
We had to go shot for shot, screen by screen, walking through this movie because everything matters. There's so much repetition, the order things happen in. It is just so plotted out, and everything is so important to the film and the story it's trying to tell. You gotta go back. You gotta watch it. It's like $2.99 on iTunes, which is where I watched it. And it's $9.99 to fucking buy, and I'm pretty sure that's what I'm gonna go do, and I'm gonna watch it again probably here in a couple of weeks, stew on it and watch it again, because I feel like you can't even fully appreciate it without multiple viewings, because there's so much going on and there's so much detail and depth. And I would expect no less of John Carpenter. Because when we did our episode on The Thing, our first episode of this podcast, you and I were still talking about shit. Out of how many times we've seen that movie, we're still talking about shit that like we hadn't seen before or hadn't thought of before.
It's nuts. There's always so much depth to it. Yeah, and John Carpenter and Michael DeLuca, man, fucking kudos, because this is. Because, like, when I say, like, my second favorite Carpenter movie, like, there's a lot of fucking, like, you're talking about fucking Escape from New York, you know, Sultan on Precinct 13. Like, there's some fucking good movies in his catalog that, you know, that just aren't just The Thing. And, man, fucking Halloween, you know, like.
Yeah. I was about to say, when I say this is of all the movies, you're bringing up Precinct 13, but fucking Halloween is in there as well.
And, man, this is, like I said, this movie was fucking made for me. I just didn't know it yet until I discovered it a few years ago. And people, it's such a cult, like it's like a criminally underseen movie that people really need to check out, especially now. Like I said earlier, that Lovecraft is more in vogue. Like, please check it out.
Yeah, it with how meta this is, and it being about an author and the work, and then the meta at the end where you have been actively participating in the apocalypse. This is just Jeff. Front, back, left, right, forwards, backwards. Six ways to Sunday. This is Sutter Jeff material.
It's like, I'm fucking pissed I didn't think of this goddamn movie.
Your pen name is now Jeffrey Kane. I now dub you Jeffrey Kane.
Do you read Jeffrey Kane? Scott Sutter Kane, such a fucking metal ass name, dude.
I know. There has to be a band named Sutter Kane after this, right? One of the 12 people. Let's put together a band.
Right.
We have like 14 or 15 of our 12 people now.
Yeah, no kidding. But
it's like our top number one favorite movie or something. Like we have like 30 number ones.
Yeah. It's kind of a problem. But yeah, I'll be curious to because I think what will happen is in a couple weeks, like you said, please rewatch it again. And I want to hear your thoughts, because I think you will like this movie more and more each time. As like you said, you just kind of like wrap your mind around like just how fucking brilliant it is, and just how, man, it please, if you're listening to this, go watch it.
Now the thing I'm interested in, have you ever seen Prince of Darkness? Because I feel like we might as well round out the trilogy at some point.
Yeah, that's the one that I'm not super crazy on, but I've only seen it once, so I might like it more, but it is not anywhere near as cool as The Thing or this is. It's not bad. It's just like, fuck, when you're comparing like two of my favorite horror movies
it's the Temple
ever.
of Doom of the Apocalypse trilogy, because it is literally the second movie in the trilogy.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things where it's like, it's not bad, but it like, just by comparison, it's not the same. I mean, I still recommend just like watching it, because like I'll probably eventually just like fucking, I think there's still some of Carpenter stuff I haven't seen. I will just watch it just to be a completionist about the catalog of his, you know, just to watch them all. But lower your expectations for Prince of Darkness, because it is not anywhere near as cool as The Thing or
You got a cool poster.
In the Mouth of Madness. Yeah.
So does In the Mouth of Madness, by the way.
I might like it more. Yeah, I love the Mouth of Madness one. I need to get that one for my
you need a display of that.
Oh, why? Oh, I need a display wall of just every Carpenter movie. I need this. You just cost me like $500, Ron. Fuck you. But yeah, I think that's gonna be a wrap for this one. I mean, we could just ramble because I really want to talk to you in a couple weeks once you watch it again, just to kind of hear your thoughts on that. But yeah, I think that's gonna be a wrap on this one. Unless you had any other quick closing thoughts on.
No, I think that about wraps up everything I've got to say about In the Mouth of Madness. I was exhausted in the best way possible when this movie was over. It was like being exhausted at the end of Endgame, right?
Yeah.
How you were just tired at the end of it because, like, you just had a smile ear to ear the entire time and everything. It's that kind of exhaustion.
It can only withstand so much awesomeness.
Yes, my dick can only get so hard. And
yeah, God damn it, John Carpenter, let me calm down.
Thank God this movie wasn't more than 4 hours. I would have had to call my doctor. Yeah,
put that on the fucking poster. Oh shit!
That's the blurb. That's the blurb.
That's the blurb, man.
Oh my God! Yeah, no, I was literally paranoid when this movie was over. I was full on paranoia mode.
And that means it accomplished everything that it sought out to accomplish. So yeah, please go check it out.
I feel like my pick is very silly now compared to this.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to keep the podcast under 2 hours, so quickly talk about what the next one's going to be.
My pick is Onward, the Pixar film on Disney Plus. The D&D Pixar film.
We are going from one end of the spectrum to the opposite.
I am literally red-faced saying that out loud right now after we're in the Mouth of Madness for 2 hours.
Do you read Pixar Disney?
Yeah. Now, the caveat to this, Jeff came over recently. First time we'd seen each other since the pandemic started. We're both fully vaccinated. And that was when we were talking about our Dark Souls 2 stream. That was sitting together in the same room for the first time in forever. And Jeff watched a movie with me and my family, and that was Onward. And that was part of my master plan because I was hoping that here in about a week when we try to get together to record back on normal schedule, I was hoping you would watch it a second time before we do the podcast, because that is another movie that I feel like is almost a completely different movie the second time you watch it for reasons.
Yeah. I liked it a lot, so I was planning on watching it a second time before recording. So yeah, I absolutely will.
That was part of my master plan. It was part of the reason why I was hoping the kids would say that, and instead Haley really wanted to watch Pacific Rim, but and then everything Nathan was saying was a TV show. He still doesn't get that distinction yet. They're all a show. They're all on TV.
All on TV.
But yeah, But yeah, I was really trying to get them to say that, and then finally I was just like, all right, we're watching this, and they were like, oh. But they used to watch it on repeat, and I was hoping to show it to you then so that you would watch it a second time.
No, remember, I Sutter caned them into wanting to watch it by telling them it would be my first time to watch it.
I told Nathan that we should show Jeff this movie, and he said, no, that's not the way he wrote me.
Do you?
And then he ate my dog for some reason.
Yeah. Shep has been with 3 legs ever since, so it's the damnedest thing. Kids do the damnedest thing when they eat the fucking leg off your dog, man. It's just fucking crazy.
Kids say the darndest things. Oh, God.
But yeah. I'm excited. Even though it's fucking polar opposite of this, I'm excited to talk about it.
I literally blushed and started sweating a little bit when I said Onward. Disney Pixar's Onward on Disney Plus.
It'll be that's the thing though. That's what makes it cool. Like, we'll cover fucking anything on this show, and it's all fun. Everything has its own time in the sun. So yeah, we'll cover that in a couple weeks. So be sure to watch Onward. It's on Disney Plus, right?
Yes.
I think it was. Yeah, check it out on Disney Plus.
It was the first movie fucked over by the pandemic. Basically, it kind of went straight to Disney Plus for free, quote unquote.
Yeah. Go check out Onward, so you can follow along with us. So if you want to follow the show on Twitter at SPR Filmcast, I am on Twitter as well on my personal account on at @GMillerSPR. And Ron, where can people find you on the interwebs?
I am Ronsense TV on Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter, playing video games and whatever else.
Yep. You can go watch the VOD of me and Ron drunkenly embarrassing ourselves while playing Dark Souls for 17,000 hours, whatever that was. But yeah, that's the way he wrote us.
That's the way we were written.
Yep.
Now, before someone writes us out, we got to get out of here before the 2-hour mark.
Yeah, I'm just watching the fucking Audacity timer. So yeah, we gotta go. Peace out. Thanks for listening. Bye.
One of these days, when you say bye, I'm just going to end the Discord call right there. Just to, I've thought about it the last couple of episodes just to see if you have a reaction.
He left us.
It was like,